Good morning to one and all present. Instructions to the participants. Delegates are requested to kindly mute their microphone. Please do not present your screen during the entire session. Question and answer session will be at the end of the presentation. Kindly type your questions in the chat box.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar titled Biodiversity and Medicinal Plants for Healthy Society. I would like to begin today's session with a quote by Thomas Eisner. Biodiversity is the greatest treasure that we have. Its diminishment is to be prevented at all cost. So what is biodiversity? Why is it important? Biodiversity refers to the variety of life that exists on Earth. Each of these species and organisms work together in ecosystem like an intricate web to maintain balance and support life. Biodiversity supports everything in nature that we need to survive: food, clean water, shelter, and medicine. Interaction between the species is necessary as man is directly or indirectly dependent on the same. One among the several components that we need is medicine. Several plants have therapeutic value and are called as medicinal plants. As Hippocrates said, nature is the best physician. Medicinal plants have been growing naturally around us over centuries, and cultures around the world have learned how to use the plants to fight illness and maintain health. As medicinal plants are receiving increased scientific and commercial attention lately, there is increasing pressure on the wild population from which most medicinal plants are harvested. Awareness of traditional knowledge and medicinal plants can play a key role in the exploitation and discovery of natural plant resource. So without further ado, I call upon Mrs. Jeevitha Saldanha to welcome the delegates.
A pleasant morning to one and all. It's an honor and privilege to welcome all the dignitaries to this webinar. A warm welcome to Dr. B. S. Ravikumar, resource person for today's webinar. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I cordially welcome Reverend Dr. Bernard Prakash Barnes, Rector, Manager, St. Philomena's College, to this webinar. We welcome you, Father. I extend my welcome to Dr. Alphonsus de Souza, Principal, St. Philomena's College, to this event. We welcome you, sir. A cordial welcome to Mrs. Dorothy P., Convener and Head of the Department of Botany, to this webinar. We welcome you, ma'am. I welcome my fellow colleagues, technical staff, and all the delegates to this webinar. Thank you.
Now, I request Mrs. Dorothy P. to introduce the resource person of today's session.
Good morning, everyone. I am pleased and honored to introduce our guest speaker for today's session. Dr. B. S. Ravikumar is currently working as Associate Professor and heading the Department of Botany and Environmental Studies at AVK College for Women, Hassan. His research interests include biodiversity and conservation of medicinal plants, phytochemistry, and bird diversity. Dr. Ravikumar has published 16 research papers and 7 book chapters in edited volumes. He has guided many MPhil and Ph.D. students. He has delivered 25 invited talks on reputed national and international seminars and presented more than 50 papers in various conferences. Dr. Ravikumar has received Karnataka State Best NSS Officer Award and was appointed as a State NSS Coordinator by Government of Karnataka. He is a recipient of more than 10 awards at the state and in national level. He completed 2 research projects funded by the Center for Environmental Education, Bangalore, and UGC, New Delhi. Dr. Ravikumar is an instrument in training young minds and transforming them into socially responsible citizens. We are happy to have you with us, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Can you listen me?
Yes, sir. Sir, we are ready.
Madam, just one. Can you see now?
It's visible.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Professor and Principal of the college, St. Philomena's College, Mysore, and all the staff
Excuse
of
me,
the
sir.
college.
Sir, will you please put your screen to the full screen? So could you please type F5?
F4?
Press F5. In the keyboard, sir.
Yeah. Control F5, no?
FN F5. So on the top, you'll have that functional keys, no, sir? In that F5.
Yeah, it's not functioning. But it is sharing. Oh,
So then otherwise you can click from current slide.
current?
Slide in your system. It is showing from beginning and from current slide. So please click from current slide. In the same below
Now?
that file you have opened up, no sir?
Now it's okay?
No sir. So from current slide. Yeah.
Now?
In the slideshow, sir, in the beginning you have from beginning. The next one is current slide. Click, sir. Click on that, sir.
Some problem is going on.
Okay, sir. You can continue, sir. Thank you. So you can start, sir. It's visible.
It's okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clearly visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Slides are not moving. Hello? Hello? Sir. Hairstyle, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Can you visible now?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. Audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So before going to start my talk on biodiversity and medicinal plants for healthy life society, so I'd like to give some uh, events. So 10 years back, I was working with some tribals for medicinal plants. When I was walking with the tribals in a Western Ghat, I asked one question. So who grew this forest? Tribals said, shows the sky. Again I asked. They were laughing and they showed the birds. So I was really astonished. Why you are showing birds? They told, so birds only grew this forest. How birds grew this forest? See, birds only can carry big fruits and seeds where man cannot go into the forest. So they only distribute or disperse the seeds everywhere, and they only grew the forest. Next, I followed with that. I asked one more question. How can you protect or conserve the forest? Simple answer. Fencing and not allow any man to go into that place. That means to say, so if any human being, Homo sapien, enters to that forest area, nothing will grow. Even grass cannot grow due to tampering, due to aeration will not be there. Even grass will not be grown. So human Homo sapiens is only the cause for all destruction. That's why I can tell you with this, tribals are the best ethnobotanists and also ethnobiologists. When we talk about biodiversity, I recall one event in Bangalore. One program was held during June 5th. In that program, minister had come, students were there. After a speech, minister distributed some saplings to the persons who they need. He was distributing mango saplings. A boy came and collected mango sapling, and he asked the minister, where I should plant this, sir. Minister said, just nearby your home, I am staying in the home where there is no place. Then you plant just nearby your roadside, nearby your home. Okay, thank you, sir. So in the same auditorium, same audience and same minister, October first week, wildlife there, the same minister was giving talk and he was calling for distribution of saplings, tree saplings. The boy came, running came in towards minister, took the mic. Sir, can you remember me? No, he was thinking something. Sir, last June 5th, World Environmental Day, you have distributed one sapling. You have given one mango sapling. Oh, have you planted? Yes, I have planted. He told me to plant near roadside, on either side of the roadside. I planted, sir, watered everything. I was taking care. Then, is it growing well? No, sir. Your people came, road widening people came and destroyed that tree, that sapling. Now it is no more, sir. Oh, sorry. Then I'll put an inquiry on those people who they have destroyed. So the 7th standard student taught them, If at all want to distribute any saplings, first of all, you have to show the habitat. Then only you distribute the saplings, sir. Otherwise, you should not do this nuisance. He has taught to the minister, a 7th standard student has taught to the minister how to protect how to conserve our forest, how to protect, how to do afforestation program. So when we talk about medicinal plants, one more important thing, having a proper knowledge about medicinal plant is very important. A person who was in Mangalore, affected with cough, he went to the Ayurvedic doctor. Doctor said him, you take Adatoda Vasaka. That is called Adsoge in Mangalore. Okay, it is very good for cough. Then he was traveling from Mangalore to Tumkur. In Tumkur, actually, that Adatoda Vasaka is called in Kannada Adu Muttada Soppu in Tumkur. He thought in his mind Adu Muttada Soppu while traveling from Mangalore to Tumkur. Then he took Adu Muttada Soppu, that is Thylophora asthmatica. Then he was vomiting and admitted to the hospital. That means to say, improper knowledge about medicinal plants invite a lot of problems. So with these small examples, I would like to start my lecture. Okay, I am very much fascinated with the revolving earth. It is only the Mother Earth can protect and survive when around 80 to 126 lakhs of species which are living on this earth. See, we have water. 3% of fresh water on this Mother Earth, out of which 2% is kept in the form of ice cap, and only 1% is available. Out of 1%, 0.5% is polluted, and only 0.5% is fresh water for all the species which are surviving on this earth. So, Mother Earth is very tricky. She has put 72% of complete water in the form of salt water. See, when we talk about biodiversity, entire plants and animals on this earth is known as biodiversity. So plants, if you talk about plants, starting with bacteria, microscopic bacteria, then spirulina, blue-green alga, then green alga, chlorella, then fungi like mushrooms of any kind. Here it's puffball, then bryophytes, and also pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and also angiosperm like Ravelfia serpentina. See, when we talk about all these plants which are known as biodiversity, see, among plants, largest tree which is known as Sequoia gigantea, which is commonly seen in California, redwood tree. See, you can see the bole, stem, lower part of the stem. Through the stem, there is a highway which passes highway. Road is there. Such a big, huge tree. So, starting from bacteria up to a huge tree, Sequoia gigantea, is the biodiversity of plants. Next, coming to biodiversity of animals. So,
Excuse me, sir.
Listen.
Sorry for the intervention, sir. The slides are not moving in the presentation, sir.
It's not moving.
No, sir.
Oh. Now?
No, sir. So you have to click the slides on your left hand side, sir. Those slides which are there in that layout, you have to click that for the movement of the slides.
In my screen, it is moving, madam.
So here it is not visible, sir, in the presentation. It's not moving.
Now?
No, sir. Sir, now it has changed.
Can you visible?
Yes, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir. Now it has changed.
Can you see the slide now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Now moving.
Now it has changed to the third slide, sir.
Now it is moving, slides are moving.
No, sir.
No slides are moving.
No, sir.
Now can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes. Now it is moving. You have to click on that slide, sir.
Moving?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can I give talk like this only?
Yes, sir.
Now okay?
Yes, sir.
Moving?
No, sir.
Please pardon me. Can I give talk like this only?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Is it okay? Sorry.
Now the slides are moving, sir.
ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಇದು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಬಂತು, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ. Okay. So this is the biodiversity of plants, starting from bacteria up to Sequoia gigantea. Then coming to the next slide, it is the biodiversity of animals, where starting from, a great microscopic invisible organism, which is corona. Okay, from corona, it is neither plant or animal, of course. From this, some invertebrates like prawns or some coral reefs and other, all invertebrates. And then coming to vertebrates like fishes of freshwater, marine water, and also amphibians like aquatic and also terrestrial, like reptiles. So crocodile and also king cobra, aquatic and terrestrial. Then birds like Bordered goose, aquatic and also terrestrial, Brahminicide, and also mammals like tiger, terrestrial, and arboreal, that is lion-tailed macaca. With all these things, and the largest among animals, this is blue whale. It is as large as around almost 30 meters length, almost 100 tons of this blue whale. Okay, so all are included under animal diversity. Next, coming to estimation, documentation of biological diversity in India, starting from bacteria, so viruses unknown, algae, fungi, lichens, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, protista, mollusks, all are up to ales and mammals. Okay, so these are all estimated documentation. We have not estimated all the plants and animals, but as much as we know, that has been documented. Next, coming to insect populations, there are about 30 millions of insects on this earth. So when we talk about insects, we have to think about, first of all, we have to think about honeybees. Honeybees are the best pollinators. Around 70% of our food crops have been pollinated by honeybees only. So if at all honeybees are disappeared, if the last honeybee is extinct, from the date of that 4th year, the human population will be extincted. Because see, honeybees are the best pollinators. Without pollination, no food, then food crisis leads to the death of human beings. That's why honeybees are very, very important. Next, coming to some anthill is there. See, anthill is very important in Ayurvedic system of medicine. That mud is used for skin diseases. Okay, termite hill. See, termite hill, if you find anywhere termite hill, it is the indication of water source. Termites, if they find any water source, automatically they dig the soil and they build termite hill till they reach water table. Okay, so the height of the termite hill is almost directly proportional to the depth of water table. So here our students, when we have gone for biodiversity studies, so why we have stand beside this termite hill, to know the height of termite hill. Okay, it's almost 10 to 12 feet height. If you dig the soil 12 feet depth, it definitely will get water. See, another important thing, this abandoned termite hill. As we know, there's a myth. So always snakes live in a termite hill, abandoned termite hill. Snakes can live everywhere if they get any protected area, they live, of course. But fortunately, we think like that. Unfortunately, we think like that. But this is abandoned snake termite hill. Okay. Next slide. Think about ants. They are the insects. Ancient ants arose around 140 to 168 million years ago. These ants now found on the soil. See, ants broadcast their news with chemicals. Okay. See, when we compare to human beings, ants are very intelligent and they never ever transmit any bad messages. For example, if you consider human beings, if a person saw a snake in the bush, he will pass the message, there is a snake in the bush. The next person says, snake which has come to me and it has bitten me. Next person says, that person has died, something like that. When the message passes from one person to the last person, that message will be modified, mutated, like that. But in the case of ants, it's not like that. They broadcast their news with chemicals. This message arrives with no missing pieces. The ants can immediately, act on that. Okay, so see, ants are the best, disaster management. They can manage any disaster. Once rain starts to drizzle, in less than a minute, the entire colony will move. Fire ants in the southwest USA have a special response. The entire nest evacuates, including the queen. Workers carry eggs and larvae and pupae in their mouths. Then they form a living raft with the queen in the center and the waterproof pupae and older workers on the bottom. See, finally, they float around until they bump into a plant or dry shore. Then they make a new colony. See, this is how the disaster management, they do disaster. I think they can
ಸರ್ ನಾನು
save them.
ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಔಟ್ ತೆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮನೆ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಇದು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ.
They're coming to spiders. Spiders only can live without food, even for 1 week or 10 days. We have 40,000 species in the world, 1,400 species in India. See, spiders, they can eat.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ನಾಳೆ ಬರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅದೇ BEd ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಶನಿವಾರ.
So spiders can eat their own houses, unlike human beings. And also spiders are the indicators of insects in the home. If at all any insects or any fly, house flies or mosquitoes are there, definitely spiders will create a web. Okay. So if at all any insects are not there, spiders eat away of their own nest because it is rich in protein. Coming to butterflies, we have 15,000 species of butterflies all over the world, 1,439 species in India. Butterflies are the best botanists. Of course, they do not know, for example, Asclepiadaceae or maybe Solanaceae or something, any families like that. But They definitely they know which plant is suitable for laying their eggs, which plant is our host. So they are the best botanists in nature. They are also a part of biodiversity, very important. Coming to fish diversity, we have around 6,851 species in the world. Marine species 11,967. Also 801 species freshwater in India. Why fishes are very important in nature? They eradicate mosquito larvae. So in the stagnant water, if fishes are not there in nature, actually mosquito larvae become mosquito and they create lot of H1N1 and other malaria and so many diseases to human beings. Hence, fishes are the part of biodiversity, very important component of biodiversity. Coming to amphibians, we have 5,383 species involved, 336 species in India. See, amphibians actually very important in food chain. Of course, they link between herbivores and also carnivores. Okay, between number one. Number two, see nowadays frog population has been declined to 20%. There is a experiment which have been done by Institute of Science in Bangalore. Around 20% of population has been declined from population. Why? Because of sound pollution. See, during the monsoon, male frogs croak for their mating purpose, reproduction. But unfortunately, female frogs could not able to listen their voice calls. Okay, as a result, there are no population at all. It has been declined to 20%. Female frogs can listen even auto sound or maybe any other sound, JCB sound in Bangalore, but not the sound calls, croaking sound of male frogs. So it's a very big disaster in nature, number one. Number two, see in 2009, there was an earthquake in Iran, Iraq. So around 25,000 people died at a time. So before earthquake, around thousands, millions of frogs were moving on the earth, on the surface, okay, on the land. So the president asked to the expert, why so many frogs are moving like this on the earth? They said, oh, probably for mating purpose. But it was not monsoon. That was wrong. After 5 days, there was an earthquake. Then finally came to the real fact from the experts that most of all frogs live 3 to 4 meters depth in the soil during summer. So they'll irritated by radon gas which is released from the earth. Decomposition of uranium, thorium, etc. So that radon gas which is released from the earth first irritates the frogs. So with that irritation, all frogs came out and they'll wander here and there on the earth. So that means to say, frogs are the best indicators of earthquake. They are the best indicator of earthquake. If at all you find anywhere frogs are moving, millions of frogs are moving on the earth, means there must be natural calamity. Okay. Then coming to reptiles, we have 7,712 species in the world, 506 in India. Reptiles are very unique. They are long-living animals, and also they have some special features. For example, this is chameleon, which has some coloration and mimicry, and also that eyes are independent of each other. One eye can look backward and another eye can look forward, and also that tongue, the length of the tongue is almost length of its body, something like that. And another very important one, this is king cobra. King cobra, almost it grows up to 20 to 25 feet. Whenever it moves, it chases any enemy. 50% of its body rises with hissing sound. Okay, and also crocodile and the other, they are long living. So they are also very important components of our biodiversity. Then coming to bird diversity, birds are commonly known as jewels of nature. Birds are the best pollinators. The entire forest, evergreen forest, which has been appeared on this earth, that is because of birds. We have 10,000 species in world, 1,301 species in India. Of course, birds are the best friends of the farmer because they eliminate all pests on the cropland. See, we have a lot of different types of birds, of course. They have their unique features. For example, simple thing, one boya weaver bird, male construct the nest. Okay. Before finalization of this nest, it calls a female one. Female has to give approval. Then only it will be completed, and also it is suitable for laying eggs and other things. Otherwise, it will be abandoned. It goes for the construction of another nest. Okay. Next one. See, why birds are very, very important. There is a live event which was appeared in this one, Bangalore. So there is a very big lake, Hebbal Lake. Okay. Just nearby Hebbal Lake, there is a big tree. On the tree, there were a lot of birds. They are pelicans, grey pelicans. Each pelican has a very big bag in the beak. So before just lower side of the beak, so once it enters into the water, it carries, it catches catch hold of minimum 5 kg fish and 1 liter water. So that contractor has taken that lake for fish, rearing the fish. Okay. So what he saw, so these birds, they were eating lot of fishes. Then he came to know that these birds are staying on the tree. Because of the tree, birds are there. He cut that tree. After 6 months, completely that around 70% of fish population have been reduced. Why? See, when the birds were sitting on the tree, they were defecating feces. That feces eaten by flagellates and some microorganisms in the water, and also green alga and other things. They were eaten by fishes. Hence, fishes population were lot. Then, after cutting this tree, there were no birds, no defecation, and no food for the fish, and fish population have been declined up to 70 to 80%. Okay, one more example. Near Koppal, how birds are very important in nature, since they are the part of biodiversity. See, in Koppal, one farmer, poor farmer, having 1 acre of land, okay, paddy field. Every day he was growing, he was going to the paddy field, so taking one tiffin box of rice, eating, remaining rice was thrown into the paddy field. So many birds were coming day by day. First day, second day, third day, likewise he was doing. Birds were coming, because he was not spraying any insecticides or pesticides, or he was not using any chemicals or other things to the crop. So finally, he was stopped throwing, rice, So all the birds actually just started eating pests on the crop, paddy field. Finally, that fellow got bumper crop during that year when compared to the farmers who they were having, they were spraying pesticides and other chemical fertilizers and other things. Okay, that's why birds are very, very important component of biodiversity in controlling pests also. Hence, they are the friend of farmers. Okay, then coming to crop diversity, we have around more than 15,000 species of crops, but 167 species and 320 wild relatives of crop plants are there. One of the wild relative, which is Kagga variety of paddy, which was growing in salt water or saline water in Kumta, near Kumta in Bangalore, South Canara, Kumta. Okay, I think Kumta is in North Canara. Right, they were growing this paddy. Okay, it's known as Kagga variety. So a government project has come to grow shrimps. So complete growing of paddy has been replaced by just growing shrimps in the forest. I mean, in that project. After 5 years, there was a big disease to these shrimps. I mean, prawns. Complete prawns were died. They were all farmers were in great loss. That finally, some persons from USA came here. They have taken the genes from this Kagga variety and incorporated into hybrid variety. After 10 years, to the same place, they sold the seeds for 1,000 rupees per kilo. 1,000 rupees per kilo. The property, intellectual property, Indian property has been modified in America and sold to the same area with a lot of benefits. See, this is going on. This is a big loot by the foreigners. Okay. Then coming to medicinal plants, we have 800 to 900 species of medicinal plants of different kinds in nature. Why medicinal plants are important and how medicinal properties are very important. Actually, medicinal plants require original habitat. Without natural habitat, medicinal plants gradually reduce their original chemical contents. Of course, it is not documented, completely documented, but natural habitat with natural manure, when they grow, they have original medicinal property when compared to plantation or ex-situ conservation. Okay, then coming to the medicinal plants, I see here the researchers who they have entered into the forest, Evergreen Forest area, to observe, to document medicinal plants. Okay, it is in Western Ghat. So Bisle Forest, near Bisle Forest. Okay, some medicinal plants are here. Actually, this is one Hemidesmus indicus, Sogadeberu in Canada, and also this one Symbopogon citratus. This is nothing but Nimbia hullu. Okay, and also this one Cassia fistula. It's also medicinal plant, of course. So I have given some hints of some medicinal plants. Why I have shown here, So this is naturally grown Hemidesmus indicus. It has very good 100% medicinal property. That is ethnobotanists, or otherwise they are known as ethnobotanists, are also known as their local health healers. They use natural medicinal plants rather than grown medicinal plants. Okay, cropped medicinal plants. Then coming to types of biodiversity, as we know, we have diversity of species, diversity of ecosystem, and also diversity of genes, gene diversity. Species diversity means different types of species, maybe animal, plant species, or any kind of species. Ecosystem diversity means any type of pond ecosystem, forest ecosystem, desert ecosystem, or maybe grassland ecosystem of any kind, all are ecosystem diversity. And gene ecosystem, same type of species are having different morphological features and characters. That is due to diversity in genes. Okay, then coming to ecosystem diversity, we have got different types of ecosystem diversity, very important in nature. Forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, wetland ecosystem, or coastal or marine ecosystem, hot desert ecosystem, and also cold desert ecosystem. These are all different types of ecosystems. Okay. Then coming to man and nature. Man and nature. When we talk about biodiversity, we should think about our habitat. If habitat is good, then biodiversity, plants and animal diversity would be good on this earth. See, when we talk about man and nature, man and nature coexisted once upon a time, long, long ago, never ever more. We say we are supreme in nature. If you ask a question to a boy, what is biodiversity? Okay, the boy can tell all animals except man. Remember, man and nature has co-evolved long ago. Actually, man has put in the ecological pyramid, man is placed in the top. He is controlling everything. He is modifying our nature and other things. And also, man has studied, I mean, he has learned from monkeys. Whenever monkeys are not feeling well, they eat fruits, leaves. Okay, whenever dogs are not feeling well, they eat upon leaves, some leaves. Okay, so man has learned lot from animals. We co-evolved with animals because we have learned how to use medicinal plants, that is from nature, that is from animals. We have learned which fruit is edible. We have learned from the animals only. Whenever animals, I mean monkey, eat any fruits, means that fruit is suitable or edible by human being also. Okay, and also whenever birds, eat any fruits, means they are less toxic or they are suitable, they are good for eating purpose by human beings also. So sometimes if you lost in the forest, if you do not have any food, actually if you want to eat anything, you have to learn from the monkey. If monkey eats any kind of food, any kind of fruits in the forest, means that is edible fruit, that we can eat that fruit. Okay, so by seeing man learned living with the nature, this is very important. So with this, waterscape, landscape, flora, fauna are considered as an integral component of biosphere. Flora gives F5, food, fodder, fuel, fiber, and fire, including timber and medicine. Fauna gives, I mean, they are very good ecological significance and also food for human beings and other animals also. So when we think about habitat, waterscape, joke fall. Joke Falls sprays water. It is spraying, water spraying here. It is the tallest waterfall, of course, in India, 830 feet height. So in this spray water, lot of unique, rare, endangered, and threatened plant species are growing in this area. And also it is, whenever it moves from one region to another region, where through flowing, it supplies water to so many plants, algae, fungi, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperms, and also angiosperms of different kind, with so many microorganisms, faunal diversity, and all are surviving with this water. Finally, it reaches ocean. Okay, so Arabian Sea or maybe any kind. See, when it enters into the water, automatically proteinaceous content will be given to the soil, ocean, and also salinity of ocean will be reduced. Salinity, if at all this fresh water is not reached to, is not entered into the salt water ocean, okay, so the salt water would be, the concentration of salt would be increased, and we could not able to see any kind of animals, and also we could able to see only salt in the ocean. Okay, hence waterscape is very important in nature, so for the development and conservation of biodiversity. So one more example, Irpu Falls near Nagarole National Park. It is part of Mysore district and also Coorg. It is in Irpu Falls. From Nagarole National Park, 30 kilometers towards Kerala. Okay, so this area is actually, it's an evergreen forest area. So our students have had a trekking inside the water like this, from lower region to upper region. So where we could able to observe unique plant and animal diversity, we were able to find out some largest fruits among angiosperms, that is Entera persita or Entera fasciolidis. This one around 4 feet length fruit it is. And some birds, unique birds which were observed there, this is green, emerald green pigeon. Emerald green pigeon, it's an evergreen species. And one more, fairy bluebird. These are all endangered and endemic species of bird species. which could able to see in this area. So why such kind of biodiversity has to, ecosystem has to be protected, because to protect this kind of unique, rare, endangered and threatened species. Okay. Then coming to aquatic stagnant, pond ecosystem. So it is the lake of electronic city in Bangalore. So previous days, we had around 680 lakes in Bangalore. 680 lakes in Bangalore. But nowadays, today, we can see only boards of lakes, lake view apartments. But there are no lakes. Only we have 34 lakes in Bangalore, 34 lakes. Unfortunately, lakes are actually, even though the present lakes are also suffering from lot of threat, like chemical dumping in Belandur Lake, which is burning every day. Chemicals are dumping into that, it is burning. And also one more lake, Rushabhavati River, which is running in Kangeri. When we pass from Mysore to Bangalore, near Kangeri, we can see a big lake river. That river is now, it is a sewage, big sewage. Entire Bangalore city, dumpings, that is carried by that one. Previously, it was the source of water to Bangalore city. One important interesting thing, this electronic city lake, electronic city lake. This lake is polluted by electronic city. So, in the peripheral region of this water body ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem, some palak, pudina, and also some medicinal plants like Central Asiatica, that's Vandelaga, they were all growing. People are growing. So interestingly, and also that green vegetables, leafy vegetables were selling to Bangalore people. Interestingly, that green vegetables were analyzed by Institute of Science scientists. They came to know that it was totally contaminated with lead. Then it was reported to HIRS, BBMP. Then they think that, okay, lead is very good for health. So, because they were confused, then they came to know that lead is very bad, it is carcinogenic and other things. As a result, then, okay, stop growing all leafy vegetables, in the peripheral region of that lake. Okay. Then interestingly, those scientists came to the farmers who they were growing all these leafy vegetables, asked them, so you are growing this one, so what are you eating? What are you consuming? Sir, they have shown that borewell water, they were growing from borewell water. Then why you are selling this one? Sir, electronic city, people, Bangalore city people polluting this lake. From this polluted water, we are growing these vegetables, green leafy vegetables, and we are selling to them. Let them eat and die, because they are polluting. Let them eat and let them die. This is the answer, strong answer given by the farmers, those farmers in Bangalore city. Okay. See, when we talk about water source, habitat. See, purest in the pure lake is Nainital Lake, which is around 99 feet depth, clear depth. Now, this year, it is located in Uttarakhand. It is 58 feet depth only because of so many anthropogenic activities nearby that. And that feeding lakes were there, 8 feeding lakes. They were not feeding water to this Nainital Lake. So due to anthropogenic activity. So this is the fate of aquatic ecosystem and nowadays. So see, this is Shola Mountain of Brahmagiri Hill. If you show to any person what is the use of this one, how to use this landscape. Landscape is very important. Habitat is very important when we talk about biodiversity. See, if you ask how do you utilize this landscape, one person will say it is wasteland. One person can say we can grow eucalyptus. One person can say we can grow some land, made a park or something like that. But in real sense, so Between foldings of two hills, there is a valley. In this valley, there is shola vegetation. Okay. This open area which is covered by grassland, only grassland. This grassland actually acts like aquifer. You know, during monsoon, it absorbs water. It acts like a sponge, and it secretes water to the valley. Now, hence, the valley is covered by shola vegetation. It's an evergreen forest type and also having microclimate. So, hence, almost all rivers have been originated from the top hill. This is the river. This is Talakaveri. Near Talakaveri only, in Talakaveri only, Brahmagiri hill. This is Talakaveri, origin of Kaveri river, from where that water runs almost 800 kilometers, passing through Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Pondicherry, finally reach Bay of Bengal. Okay, this is the river which is supporting millions of species of plants and animals, including human beings, for agriculture purpose, for all purposes. Fortunately, see, God has given, herbivore, a big herbivore. This is bison. A bison can feed around 10 tons of grasses. Okay, so when it grazes complete grasses, means automatically that particular habitat, shola vegetation and also Brahmagiri or maybe this kind of ecosystem will be destroyed like anything. So God is very tricky, very intelligent. He has released one more animal. This is tiger. Tiger is a natural, it is a jungle law. Tiger feed on herbivore like this bison, so that it controls herbivore also. So both are, interacting or connecting each other. Herbs, herbivore, and also carnivore like this. So this is the area where you can see 3 years back, there was a great landslide due to human anthropogenic activity. Landslide has happened. So this is the area of that's Talakaveri. Okay. Next, coming to grassland ecosystem. You know that grassland is very, very important. It acts like aquifer, which acts like sponge to hold water and also releases to the surrounding area, to the valleys. Then coming to ecosystem, forest ecosystem. This is one ecosystem, that is dry deciduous forest. Example, Nagarole and Bandipula National Park. These are all the tree species. Anogenesis latifolia. Anogenesis latifolia in Kannada, it's called Dindiga. During summer, it has taken, photograph has taken. This one, actually dry deciduous forest. They shed their leaves during summer due to to control excess of, to check excess of transpiration. This is beautiful during summer and also very beautiful during rainy season. It is a dry deciduous forest. Then coming to moist deciduous forest, semi evergreen like. Moist deciduous means 50% foliation is there, 50% defoliation like this. One interesting thing here, if at all any trees felling in the forest area, anything should not be extracted, should not be taken, should not be utilized by human beings. It has to be left there itself. It has to decompose there itself, because one tea wood, it of course it may cost about 10 lakh or 15 lakhs rupees. But if you leave as such in the forest, if it decomposes by decomposers like bacteria and fungi, so it releases lot of nutrients to the forest. In turn, lot of plants and animals will develop, will grow, will survive. Even many number of birds make their nests in the dead wood. Okay, many bacteria, many kind of fungi will grow. That means it increases biodiversity. Biodiversity. Okay, of life forms of any kind. Okay, next coming to evergreen forest. It is that is display forest near Sakleshpur, Western Ghat. Okay, see thick forest. You can see these three forests: deciduous forest, dry deciduous forest, moist deciduous forest, and marsh deciduous forest, and also evergreen forest. See, these are all evergreen species. This one, Calamus rotang, in the lower canopy. This is Ratans of India. These are Ratans of India, which grows in only evergreen forest. Calamus rotang, and also one more species, Calamus thwartsii. They are Ratans of India, seen only in evergreen forest. And one is Nothopodatis pneumoniana. It is also one rare, endangered, and threatened plant species, that is a medicinal plant. I'll tell you later. And one more, Musa balbisiana. Musa balbisiana is also one of the important species, actually, which is medicinally important. Wild variety of banana having seeds in that. Okay, and more. Heliocarpus tuberculatus. It is also evergreen species, showing buttresses at the base of the tree. Buttresses. These are all buttresses. Okay, Heliocarpus tuberculatus is nothing but Rudrakshi. So, such a great evergreen forest ecosystem, giving us, supporting lot of beautiful flora, fauna and flora. So one interesting thing, it is Rincostylis retusa. It's an orchid, beautiful orchid. See how nice, how beautiful is the nature. It is supporting in evergreen forest. One more, this is Oberenia titaniae. This is also very interesting orchid, which is growing in evergreen forest. Okay. So next, coming to dry desert in Rajasthan. There are two types of deserts. One is hot desert, hot or dry desert. Another one is cold desert. Dry or hot desert is seen in Rajasthan. It's only the abiotic factor is only the sand dunes are there, sand. In that biotic factors, like plants like Opuntia stricta, and some thorny shrubs. So this Opuntia stricta, Opuntia produces some fruits. These fruits are very, very good. It is very good medicinal, having medicinal property. It is used in Ayurvedic system of medicine to control goitre, thyroid. And one more animal, it is, that common animal, it is camel, seen in dry desert of Rajasthan. Okay. Then one more, Himalayan cold desert. Vegetation of Himalaya cold desert having 1,405 species, 490 genera, under 98 families. They are all flowering plants. You cannot see any flowering plants here, very small, because they are in cold desert. They cannot grow tall, they grow short, but they are very beautiful. They are beautiful flowering also. So see, in this region, one interesting plant which has been, scientists have been telling, one interesting plant which is known as Rhodiola wallaceiana. It is wonder plant. It's also known as modern Sanjeevani plant. It is using as antidepressant and appetizer, immunomodulatory properties. It has immunomodulatory properties. Now this year we have come across a lot of these, viral disease like corona. So people were not having sufficient, suitable immunity, okay, for the disease, to protect out of the disease. Okay, so this may be one immunomodulatory plant, which is Rhodiola wallaceiana, small plant. So this plant is actually facing lot of threat. Grazing herbivores, these herbivores are grazing entire plant. This population, it becomes rare, endangered, and threatened species in cold desert also. So one more vegetational type, it's nothing but coastal vegetation. This is, Rhizophora mucrinata. So mangrove forest. This location, this ecosystem is unique. It supports lot of unique faunal diversity, prawns and fishes. Unique. Neither they grow in fresh water nor they grow in salt water. They grow in this region. It is nothing but estuarine region, where we get this Rhizophora micronata, and also some unique fauna and floral diversity. Okay. Then coming to, when we talk about biodiversity, there are some species which have been introduced to India. So they are called exotic species. One beautiful plant which is Eichhornia, belongs to Pottidariaceae. See, this Eichhornia having a spongy petiole, leaf has spongy petiole, and the cuticle is there in the leaf, of course, and also lot of hanging roots are there, beautiful flowering. Okay, whenever it grows in the pond, so transpiration rate is more, decomposition rate is more, and also fast growing. 1 year is enough to complete cover that one pond. Okay, by this Eichhornia. It's called what? Hyacinth. So this Eichhornia is the great threat to any freshwater bodies in India, of course, because it reduces the depth of water by transpiration, by decomposition. Finally, that water body becomes useless grassland or maybe wasteland. Okay, at the same time, one important fish is known African catfish. It has been introduced from Africa. So it is very much closely related to Eichhornia. Wherever Eichhornia is present in a pond, in the same pond, this African catfish survives very well. So both are foreigners. Okay. So this African catfish, feed on only Indian wild varieties of fishes, wild variety of fishes. Okay. So hence we are losing lot of wild varieties, lot of indigenous varieties of fishes because of the entry of African catfish. Like that, in the similar way, there are 4 important species which are causing a lot of calamities, natural disaster, I can tell you. See, one is Parthenium. It is known as Congress weed. Another one is Eupatorium. It is called communist weed. Both are belonging to Asteraceae, fast growing. Most probably Lantana cambra. It may be, I do not know, somebody were calling BJP weed. And one more, Vedelia trilobata. It is also exotic species. Maybe local, maybe all are naming the parties, maybe local parties. Okay, Parthenium, Eupatorium, Lantana cambra, and Vedelia trilobata. Parthenium into Eupatorium, they are belonging to Asteraceae, fast growing. They grow everywhere. There is no place without Parthenium and Eupatorium. Especially they grow in the open forest of open deciduous forest like Nagarwala Bandipura forest, fast growing. Lantana is also associating with this, belongs to Urbinaceae. Of course, it has some medicinal property also, but it is exotic, introduced from America. Trilobata, it is very common in especially in Sakleshpur area or maybe Malnad region, and also it is very common in foothill of this one north, this one Himalayan mountain. Okay, all are ecologically very important. Why? They cause lot of, pollen grains cause lots of asthma, skin diseases. At the same time, for example, in Nagarwala National Park during summer this season, they grow, they complete their life cycle within 3 months, and all dried plants, dried plants, they catch. First, they catch fire. Whenever they catch fire, they destroy complete forest. Okay, that's why these 3 are very, very important ecologically. And I told this one, Vedelia trilobata, Himalayan, and also one more Himalayan balsam, Impatiens, grandulifera. These 2 are popularly growing, fast growing in Himalayan region, but wherever they grow, they never allow to grow any kind of species, maybe plant, some tree species or maybe herbs or shrubs, any kind. They cover complete soil. They do not allow to grow any other species. See, this is the specialty of exotic plant species. See, whenever you see forest fire, I told so exotic species, they are very important in the point of view of ecological point of view, because they cause forest fire. So it is the forest fire taken place happened in Nagold National Park, where herbivores are wandering for their food, green, plants. So here, whenever refoliation takes place or plants grow here, automatically see here, only exotic plants will grow here, fast growing. They are all, that is Parthenium, Eupatorium, or maybe Lantana. See, again, they have to depend on foreign plant bodies, foreign plants like Parthenium, Eupatorium, and Lantana. Okay. Then coming to, indicator species in the ecosystem. These are all indicators. So these are all Bengal vulture. Right now, they are all threatened, rare, and endemic species. You cannot see everywhere this Bengal vulture. Okay. If at all any dead species, dead animals are there, definitely Bengal vultures will be there. So they are the indicators of dead animals. Whenever you see flying vultures, means there must be some animals, dead bodies of animals. Second one, see, it is nothing but owlet, spotted owlet, beautiful bird. It is nocturnal, hence we cannot see its face. But if you see its face, beautiful. Actually, if you find out any spotted owlet, means there must be bandicoots or maybe rodents, big rodents, which cause a lot of diseases, especially in Bangalore, like cosmopolitan cities. Rats population is very high. So to reduce that one, these nocturnal animals are very important. That is spotted owlets. And you know that this one, lichens are the indicators of air pollution. And also, if at all air is polluted, means lichens would not be survived. So if lichens are there, means air is suitable for respiration and unpolluted. So you know that frogs are the indicators of earthquake. Okay, they are the indicators. Next, coming to some valley, some forest ecosystem like Silent Valley in Kerala. Why it is so called Silent Valley? Because a species of cicad is there. See, wherever you go in any forest, you will listen on some voice in the forest. That is because of cicads. Okay, so in this region, in this forest, no cicads, no voice, no loud voice. Hence, it is called Silent Valley. So in this area, an endangered, endemic, and threatened animal, monkey is there. That is called lion-tailed macaque. So it is rare and also seen in this forest ecosystem. Then coming to one more forest ecosystem, conifers in Simla, where we have taken these photographs. There is in Simla, there is a Jaku temple. Lord Hanuman temple is there. Hanuman, who has landed for taking this one, Sanjivini to Lakshmana. Okay, this is the place. One more beautiful place in Karnataka, Kodachadri, Karnataka, which is more suitable for trekking purpose. It's also a beautiful ecosystem having solar vegetation. And also one more, this is Kemmangundi near Hassan, Chikmagalur district. So beautiful place for trekking. Solar vegetation is also there this year actually. So blue flowers were blooming. You know that hello, Strobilanthus kuntiana, which is which was growing a lot this year beautifully. Entire mountain was looking blue this year. Okay, so when we talk about biodiversity, one interesting thing during COVID lockdown period, see on either side of highway is beautiful, empty highway, beautiful vegetation. See the beauty of nature during COVID. Okay, so and also see the beauty of march past by elephants. before lockdown, they were all like this. They were all near water bodies and some forest area. During lockdown, see here, all were doing march past in highway only without fear. So before COVID, there was a conflict between man and elephant. So it is very common problem in Karnataka, especially in Hassan district. Okay, every year. Then there are some threats to biodiversity. Threats have been taken place by habitat loss, destruction and fragmentation of habitats, over exploitation of maybe of any kind, maybe for forest, fire, food, timber, or maybe medicinal plants are like that. Indiscriminate poaching of animals, invasion of exotic species, pollution, climate change, man-wildlife conflict, diseases, everything. They are the threat to biodiversity. This is one interesting thing, I tell you. See, in lower region, you can see snakes, so many snakes. So once the snake charmer brought all these snakes in front, he has released in front of our college. They were all playing like this. Okay, I have taken this. It's a torture. It's a teasing to the animals. It is prohibited under Wildlife Act. And also some endangered species like lion-tailed macaca, panda, they are all endangered and endemic. These animals have to be protected. So these are disappearing nowadays because of threat to biodiversity of different kinds. You can see previously during 1980, so the human population was very less, but the biodiversity of plants and animals were more. Gradually 2000, both biodiversity of plants and animals and human population equal. Now 2022, so biodiversity of plants and animals have been totally declined around 30%, 25 to 30%. Now human population is increasing like anything. This is a threat to biodiversity of different kinds. So entry of so many domestic animals like sheep, goat, or maybe cows or something like that. See, forest area has been converted into cultivable area like estates or something like that. And also overfelling of forest firewood here. They have stored firewood here due to deforestation. All this has been done, and also due to forest fire, complete forest fire, destruction of forest, and also due to entry of alien species like Parthenium, Eupatorium, and also Lantana. So all are the threats to biodiversity. And also see here, Nagaland National Park, Kabini backwater, elephant, cattle, and birds are there. They are all living together here, but they are coexisted. But so entry of domestic animals, causes lot of diseases to wild animals. This has to be not done. Okay. So see, these are all the animals which are seen in Nagaland National Park. So I am quoting Nagaland National Park. Why? It is very near to Mysore district. Mysore. Okay, bisons, right? And spotted deers. So wild dogs and also leopards. These are all living like this. They are healthy, happily. They are all living in this forest. Unfortunately, in the mercy of human. So forest fire causing lot of destruction of herbs, shrubs, and trees. Not only plants, but also animals of different kinds, birds, mammals, reptiles of different kinds like this. So to control this forest fire, in Nagaland and Bandipur National Park, they have constructed machana. So forest people sit on this machana in top to view the forest fire. Okay, to control the forest fire. If at all anywhere forest fire is taking place, they have to rush to that place and to control that one to stop that forest fire. But in the meantime, so God has released one more interesting watchman of the forest or patwala of the forest. That is, they are nothing but birds. This bird is nothing but red-wattled lapwing. Red-wattled lapwing. It is called in Kannada. It is called tittiba. Whenever forest fire or any disturbance taking place during night or daytime, these birds, they live in the forest itself. They fly off and give a big call. So did he do it? Did he do it? So with that call, whenever forest people listen that voice, hear the voice, automatically they rush to that place. Definitely there must be forest fire, or there must be poachers and poaching of animals, or must be forest product, thieves of forest products. Okay, so smugglers would be there. So see how nature are coexisted and how God has done everything one to another connected. See, so this is the worst of the best and the worst. So entire forest which has been destroyed due to burning of the forest. Okay, destruction by fire. So forest, biodiversity has indigenous and additional knowledge and values of biodiversity. You can see the biodiversity has direct value, consumptive, productive, and also animal, fish, plants. They are all productive and also consumptive values. Like indirect values are nothing but non-consumptive values like climate change, regarding climate, soil, water, etc. And also aesthetical, social, cultural, pesticidal, medicinal, and also ethical values. When we talk about that, we'll come to medicinal plants. Nothopodatis pneumoniana, as I shown, it belongs to Icacinaceae. So this is the plant growing in only Western Ghat, especially in Biscay forest. I've seen so many plants up like this. This population has been reducing because over extraction, over exploitation of this plant, because they are extracting all these things. For it has a medicinal property for cancer. Anti-cancer drug has been extracted from this. Okay, that's why it is destructing like anything, destroying like anything. Right. Okay, and also one next important one. So it should be protected in its habitat. So over exploitation should not be done because it is a rare, endangered and threatened species and also endemic to the Western Ghat. One more interesting, Butea monosperma. It is the flame of the forest. It is also one of the best medicinal plants which is using for so many human day-to-day ailments, including eye problems and also other problems. Okay, so this plant, actually blooms during summer, especially it is a deciduous one in deciduous forest. It looks like a forest fire, complete red flowers. So hence it is known as flame of the forest. These most of the butterflies and also honeybees are depending on this honey of these flowers, and also the flowers are the best medicinal, having medicinal properties which are used for as medicine. Okay, and also next one, Santalum album. It is also one of the deciduous tree, and also it is known to Karnataka, Srigandhada Nadu, Karnataka. Okay, so this plant has a high medicinal property, which has high medicinal property, used for cold, cough, and also mainly for skin diseases. Mainly for using for skin diseases. Very important one. It has to be protected. All this what I am showing, they are having their own ecological importance in nature, in the biodiversity. Okay. Let's come into some plants locally available, which could be grown, which could be used locally. One is Tulsi in Kannada. Osmum sanctum belongs to the family Lamiaceae. So it is used for cold and fever. 1 teaspoon juice plus 1 pinch of black pepper powder 3 times a day. Cures cold and cough, fever, and also cough. It's also used for skin diseases, earache, wounds, toothache, immunity, and cholesterol. It's used for all these things. Okay. Next one, Kumari. It's called aloe vera. It's called Kumari. The name itself indicating that it's a herb, of course, succulent herb. Okay, it's propagated by suckers. Belongs to the family Liliaceae. That fleshy leaf is used for so many purposes. Number one, it is used to cure burn and also scales. Okay, application of leaf juice or paste. It is used to cure ulcers, earache, inflammatory swellings, and also it's also used as cosmetics, and also it is used for menstrual disorders. Okay, it is universal. If you eat directly this pulp of that leaf, your cells will be rejuvenated. You will become younger and younger. Okay, if you rub to your skin, automatically skin becomes shining, and also you will be smart enough. That's why it is known as Kumari in the Ayurvedic system of medicine. So, Japa Pushpa, it's called Hibiscus rosa sinensis, white hibiscus. It is propagated by stem cutting. It belongs to the family. Menstrual disorder, jaundice, cough, and also injuries and swellings. So, hibiscus is also very important medicinal plant which is available locally everywhere. So, though we see the plant, we do not know the importance and also medicinal properties, and also we don't use that. Okay, that's why I am requesting you all, you protect such plants and also use for your day-to-day ailments, for your healthy environment, healthy body, healthy society. Next one, Ashwagandha, Poithenes somnifera, belongs to family Solanaceae, propagated by seeds. Okay, the roots of this are used as a tonic for immunity, right? The powder of these roots, used along with the meal, for immunity purpose, and also lactogase, skin diseases, cough reliever, and also very important, it reduces obesity. With all these things, very, very important, it is a antidepressant. Nowadays, in Ayurvedic system of medicine, it is used as antidepressant, and also nowadays, especially students of teenage, they go fast into depression. Okay, to come out of that, you have to use this roots powder along with milk. It would be a best remedy for depression. Okay, next one, that is very common one, that is Punica granatum. Okay, so belongs to the family Punicaceae. Used the fruits are used to lose motion, to control loose motion. So used pregnancy and vomiting, control vomiting, ulcers. Okay, and also piles. It's a very good medicine. Next one, Phyllanthus amarus. Okay, Nelanelli, it's called Nelanelli. It's a small plant, of course. The entire plant is used best for jaundice, diabetes, skin diseases, fever, and liver disorder. This is the best medicine. If you find in natural habitat, you use this one for all these diseases: jaundice, diabetes, skin diseases, fever, and also liver diseases. It's the best one available everywhere. There are about 7 species under Phyllanthus. It is one, Phyllanthus amarus. Previously, it was called Phyllanthus neruri. Okay. One more, Boonimba, that is called Andrographis paniculata, propagated by seeds. Okay. The entire plant is used, leaves are used. Okay. It is the best medicine for fever, jaundice, diabetes. The leaves are bitter in taste and also used to treat diabetes. Okay, 1 to 2 teaspoon plant powder daily, controls blood sugar also. Used for skin disorder and also liver disorder. It is also one of the best medicinal plant available everywhere, and also you can grow everywhere also. Okay, next one, Vasa. That's Adathoda vasaka, as I told earlier. Okay, belongs to family Acanthaceae. The leaves are used to control, to cure cough and cold. Okay, the decoction of leaf with ginger juice, 1 pinch of black pepper powder. Okay, so twice a day, controls cough and cold. Eye ailment, it is used in eye ailments, menstrual problems, skin disorders, and also bleeding, to control bleeding. Okay, it is the best medicine. Next one, Pudina, Mentha spicata, belongs to the family Lamiaceae, propagated with stem cutting and also the sucker. So that the entire plant leaves are used for indigestion, sore throat, gas abdomen, abdominal gas, gastritis, cold and cough, mainly for cold and cough, and also for menstrual disorder. Okay, so this plant is of different kinds of species, small variety are there, so many varieties are there, all are almost having common medicinal property. Okay, Bringaraja, Eclipta alba, it is also belongs to the family Asteraceae, propagated by seeds and cuttings. Okay, that leaves are used for hair growth. It's the best one for hair growth. Leaf juice, sesame oil boiled with the sesame oil, okay, strained and applied over the scalp of the hair growth, blackening and stopping hair fall. It stops hair fall and also hair becomes blackening. And also it's good for jaundice. It's good for skin disorder, skin diseases, and also wounds. Okay. Next one, Patra Yavani means Coleus umbilicus Doddapatre. In Kannada, it's called Doddapatre. It is propagated by stem cutting, of course. Belongs to the family Lamiaceae also. So main disorder, leaves are used to control cold and cough, cataract, and also digestive. It is a very good digestive. Okay, swallowing leaves in the form of small paste, it improves appetitis also, and also used in sore throat, okay, oral hygienic, and also headache. This entire plant leaves, best for cold, cough, and also it's a good digestive. Used in digestive as digestive. Okay. Next one, you know that Maduka Parni means Centella asiatica. It is called Vandelaga. The leaf itself appears like a brain, So belongs to the family Apiaceae. Okay, Umbelliferae. So the leaves are used. So the leaves juice, it's very good memory booster. Memory power will be increased. Mental disorder will be solved. Okay. So and also it is used in skin disorder and also used to cure fever, and also it has immunity power. It has immunity. Okay, more immunity power. The next one, Stenospora cordifolia, that's Amrutaballi Guduchi. Okay, so creeper propagated with stem cutting, belongs to the family Menispermaceae. The leaves and stems are used. So the decoction of leaves and stems, used for, it's a best medicine for fever, H1N1, especially H1N1, and also jaundice, and also licoria, skin disorder, and also it is used for indigestion. Okay, mainly it is for H1N1, and also if you eat leaves regularly, at least 1 leaves per day, within 2-3 months, it regulates our sugar level, and also it controls obesity also. Okay. Madhunashini, Gymnema sylvestre. Okay. It is propagated by stem cutting. Best medicine for diabetes. If you eat a leaf, after eating this leaf, the entire taste buds in the tongue will be deactivated. As a result, you cannot taste any kind of sweet, even sugar, till 6 hours after eating this leaf. Single leaf, half a leaf, if you eat half a leaf, it deactivates complete taste bud. Hence, it is used in diabetes. Okay, to control diabetes. Gymnema sylvestris, Asclepiadaceae. Okay, next one. Asti Sandhana. Asti Sandhana means, Asti means bone. Cissus quadrangularis. Okay. It's a stem cutting. It's propagated by stem cutting. The stems are used to cure Okay, wound and fractures, bone fracture will be cured by using this one, this stem. And osteoporosis, if the bones are hollow, pores are there in the bones, that will be cured by using this plant. It's a wonderful plant, and also used in earache, indigestion, gas abdomen, loose motion, etc. It's a best medicine, belongs to the family. Actually, same this one, our this grape family. Okay. So next one. So these are all the plants. Some I have given some limited plants, okay, medicinal plants which are available around us, which could be used in day-to-day ailments. Okay, with this, how to conserve all these? Before conservation of any medicinal plants, all the medicinal plants should be conserved and protected only in its habitat. Number one. Second one, habitat protection must be there. It may be aquatic habitat or terrestrial habitat, or what kind of habitat, doesn't matter. So it is a message should be passed to each and every youngsters. They have to protect the habitat. In turn, we are going to protect the nature having almost all plants and animals, especially plants which are used by human beings for medicinal purpose, food, fodder, fuel, or any kind of things. So very, very important. I request all the participants, at least you protect the habitat. In turn, you are going to protect all kinds of plants and animals, and also medicinal plants. Rather than growing medicinal plants around the home, if you grow the medicinal plants in their habitat, would fetch us originality of medicines. Okay, so tribal people and also Nati Vaidya, as I told, ethnobotanists actually prefer to use medicinal plants from their natural habitat. In this background, our college tried to grow a lot of medicinal plants, more than 125 species of medicinal plants, to educate the students, educate the people, educate for research purpose by Ayurvedic students also, MD students also. It is known as Medipark, and also we have introduced, this one is Medipark, and also we have introduced all sorts of plants which are present inside. Okay, their plant name, botanical name, picture, part used, and also what are all the uses, how to use this one. Everything we have displayed in the form of board. So in the part of conservation of medicinal plants, okay, at institutional level by the students. So with this, how can we? So the Indian Constitution also, Article number 51AG, fundamental duty of every citizen of this country to protect nature, forest, river, lakes, environment, wildlife, and to have compassion towards all other living organisms. Indian Constitution is also there to protect our environment and nature. Okay, so are there only conservation of habitat and other things are possible to conserve biodiversity? Yes, of course. Along with that, documentation is also one of the solutions. Indian Biological Diversity Act 2002, okay, to know the status of species, about rare, endangered, threatened species, where to grow, what is the importance of species, what is the traditional knowledge and problem to the particular plants, mapping, habitat map, identifying species, sapling, fauna and flora, questionnaire for people, analysis, suggestion, and report writing, all are included in documentation. It could be done only by involving students and local community, that is through people biodiversity register. Without habitat, nothing can be protected. Biodiversity value can be improved by in situ conservation rather than ex situ conservation. Biodiversity could be improved only by improving the natural habitat. Okay. With this background, there are so many Indian environmental laws to protect our biodiversity of plants and animals, including medicinal plants. The Indian Forest Act, Wildlife Act, Forest Conservation Act, the Environment Protection Act, Air Act, Water Act, Coastal Regulation Zone Act. So many acts have been enforced. Though all acts are there, but provided all human beings, including our youths, they have to make up their mind to conserve our natural habitat, conserving our biodiversity. So the poor fellow, it is Nilgiri Langur. Okay, Nilgiri Langur, which is holding its baby. So if the population is growing in India like this, reducing our biodiversity, plant and animal diversity. So where I should go, what I could do in future, what would be the future of our population? It is thinking like that. So it is facing human population. Okay, next, all together holding. Okay, they are all telling, live and let us live. You also live, let us live. If they want to live, we have to protect their habitat. We should not exploit the habitat. We should not disturb the habitat, their habitat. They live in their habitat. Okay, with this one, I request you all, save the earth by planting plantations, or by planting only indigenous species, not exotic species, and also maintain healthy society through planting medicinal plants and endangered species, endemic and rare species. By protecting them, we can save the earth. With this background, I conclude, okay, my talk. Protect biodiversity, that protects you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you one and all. Thank you for giving this opportunity with this lot of disturbance and problems, technical problems. Thank you very much. Thank you, principal of the college, and also organizers, Department of Botany, Dorothy madam, all the students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your session.
Any questions, please?
And now it's the time for question and answer session. If you have any question or query, please type it in the chat box. That will be the end of question and answer session. The link for the feedback has been sent in the chat box. Kindly fill the same and submit to receive certificate.
Good afternoon, sir. There's a question from a student.
Okay.
The question is, sir, you said Madhunashini helps with diabetes, but it only suppresses the taste. So how can it control diabetes? Because anyhow, it will be converted to glucose.
No, why I told that it suppresses taste, but of course, that was the activity at that situation. But actually, it enhances that let's have Langerhans to increase this one insulin. It's a slow process. Almost all Ayurvedic medicines, 100% they cure any kind of diseases provided they need time. Time factor is very important. Madhu Nashini, the name itself indicates it taste buds will be inactivated just for 6 hours. Okay, that's an activity, of course, but in turn, it helps to increase our insulin in the body, and also in turn, diabetes will be reduced, controlled. Hello?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That will be the end of question and answer session. Now I request Mr. Alex to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to all who guided and supported us in conducting this webinar. I would like to thank Dr. B. S. Ravikumar, resource person of this webinar. Thank you, sir, for your insight. I would like to thank our beloved director, Reverend Dr. Bernard Prakash Barnis, for his continuous and support and guidance. A heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Alphonse de Souza, Principal, St. Philomena's College, for extending continuous encouragements to us for organizing this webinar. I extend my regards to Reverend Father Maria Xavier, Vice Rector, Reverend Father John Paul, Campus Administrator, Reverend Father Julian, for their never-ending guidance. I would like to thank Ms. Dorothy, HOD Department of Botany, for organizing this webinar, which is the need of the hour. My sincere gratitude to all the teaching, non-teaching, technical staff for extending their support in organizing this webinar. I would like to thank all the participants for attending this webinar, without whom our efforts would go in vain. Once again, thanking you all. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.